the majors. He's never even reached AAA pitching, but if he's in the relief role, they put him in the relief role, he would come to the majors faster, so that's still an option. I think it only takes one good reliever to switch up the momentum in the bullpen, especially with our bullpen. Last year, Familia was a perfect get. Kelly was a perfect get, and those two were gone, but we remember with Familia really, really helping out Trinan and Trevino. So I think that would help him out. Just with Puck in there. Many people can debate another guy, and I think Jimenez would be a good option, but I don't think the A's would be willing to give up a pretty good amount for Jimenez, even though he is worth it. But I don't see the A's biting into that much. The next guy, another fake trade, which is an interesting one. Shane Green. We talked about him earlier. This guy. Now, this guy, if you want to get Shane Green, you're going to have to understand that means you are going for one of the top relievers in the game that are available. Shane Green has had seasons where he's been phenomenal. He has had down seasons. But do I think he fits in this picture of the bullpen? Heck yeah. I think Green, Trevino, Puck, and Trinan, that is a four-headed monster for the bullpen. And if you look at the team, the bullpen has been primarily why we've been losing so far. They've been giving up a lot of runs, and you put Green and Puck in there, and you have more opportunities for Trinan and Trevino getting momentum that favors them. And you have Hendricks, Buckner, Petit, Soria as options. This can be good. Shane Green can be a good option, but the thing that you're going to have to understand, Green is going to cost a lot. Detroit are in selling mode. They are trying to get as much as they can for these players. And the Oakland A's do not want to give up their top prospects, and that's what it's going to take to get Green. That is what it's going to take to get Green. And the guy who sent this suggestion didn't give out a deal. But if I would have to guess, it would probably be a top prospect, a mid-level prospect, and an MLB player. And that's with control. That's what I think would take Green, or take to get Green. Probably even more. And I don't know what Detroit is trying to do with selling right now. So I mean, that's just something that I think would be a good idea, but I don't know if the A's would want to do it. They have in-house options that would work just as fine. But we'll see we'll see what's up. Caprillion is also another interesting option that could be a reliever this year. We all know how great he was in UCLA, the hype that was with him. I mean, there's a lot of people that really, really love the background in Caprillion. Really, really love the background in Caprillion. The stuff is great. The stuff is like ace-like stuff. And we see a lot of great pitchers in UCLA. I had the list earlier, but I lost it. But I don't want to give you guys false information. But if you look at that UCLA pitching staff, the alumni, they are some good company in that history pitching staff. And that could be the case for Caprillion. Caprillion has the chance to be an ace, if not a top level pitcher. And I think it's not the best idea to put him in the starting rotation for this year. He is in Stockton right now. So right now, the Stockton pitching staff right now looks as better as wherever you're going to get. Puck, Luzardo, and Caprillion. But if I were the A's, I probably would put Caprillion in the relief role just for right now, just like how in Puck, because Caprillion is recovering from multiple Tommy John surgeries. I think it's two. that he's had, or just had. I think he had a forearm strain. I don't know exactly, but I know he's at least had one with the Oakland Athletics, and that's when we got him with the New York Yankees in the deal that we got. What's it called? Jorge Mateo. And who else did we get? Man, I even forgot. Oh, Dustin Fowler. So this just, I mean, you have options. You know, you also have Jeffries, who's doing great in Midland, who could be an option relief wise. But I think they're going to take their time on Jeffries. You know, but Shane Green, cool option. So let's go to the ideas that I have now. If we need anything, I would go for pitching. You know, you can never have too much depth in pitching. The starting rotation is probably good right now. You know, don't mess up that momentum. Don't demote anyone that is working and really mess up the staff, you know, and because I really believe in that. I really believe in putting people when it's appropriate for them. Because they're in a role, you know. If whatever is working right now, keep it there until it stops working. You know, it seems like everyone's comfortable in the spot they got. Everyone's comfortable at the rotation they got. And now with Tanner Anderson in that spot, hopefully he can keep that going on, because it seems like that fifth option has been a question mark, and that's what I got this trade for. This trade for a guy who I think wouldn't cost too much, because he has had an injury reputation to him as well. But he wouldn't cost too much. And he's with Detroit as well. This deal for me, Daniel Norris for Sky Bolt. Sky Bolt, we all seen him getting called up this season. A lot of people can debate. It was early. You know, but he was mashing AAA pitching into a very great, friendly hitting park in Las Vegas that I've already mentioned a couple times. But Daniel Norris, man, for me, I think Daniel Norris would be worth giving up Sky Bolt for. Specifically because I think the A's need another left-hander in there. I know Luzardo's coming. I know Manaea's coming soon as well. Don't forget about Manaea. But Norris, he can have a second chance. I don't think he's giving. I know he's pitching right now, but he needs to be able to pitch for a good team to see what it's truly worth. You know, and I will. This is where it comes interesting. If that doesn't give the A's. If this is not enough for Detroit, I would want to throw in Tyson Ross in there, just so the A's can now change the whole scenario. Hey, we might be taking one of the guys that you probably want in your future, but we can take the contract of Tyson Ross, which I think is $5 million right now. Just because Tyson Ross is coming from an injury, he's injured right now. And that would probably be the thing that we need to really put the icing on the cake to be a good steal, you know? Because, I mean, Detroit has nothing to lose. They can really tell us, I mean, it can work again or it cannot, you know? Because Detroit would probably want to keep Tyson Ross because they might be losing Matthew Boyd, because he's one of the top starters available in the trade block, because they've already mentioned that they are interested in letting anyone go for the right price. You know, Daniel Norris might be another one of those guys, because Zimmerman's definitely not one of those, because no one would want to touch that contract, especially with the production that he's been given. But I don't know if Tyson Ross is in that picture. You know, I don't know, but I would want Tyson Ross, and I wouldn't mind taking him, because I really think he can be a good reliever. And I know I've already said it a lot, switch a starting pitcher to a reliever just for the heck of it. Tyson Ross, he is able to get ground outs. and he hasn't had the best season this year. And I know a lot of people might think I'm crazy, but it's worth a shot. You have two guys who are injury prone, as it seems like, but one guy already knows what it's like to pitch in Oakland. He already knows. He's coming out of Oakland, draft wise. Tyson Ross first pitched with the Oakland Athletics professionally. And Daniel Norris, who is probably needing a second chance. And who knows, you could probably put in a relief role too. But Tyson Ross, let's look at what he has. He throws the fastball 90 to 92 miles per hour. Can occasionally touch 94. But if he's put, that's for starters, right? But if he's put in the relief role, he can probably touch 94 on a more consistent basis. Because he gets a lot of ground outs. That's what I like about him. The slider is in an 84 mark. The cutter is really what I want. The 89 cutter that really gets most of the ground outs. He's really unique because he has that overhand delivery, which I think can work for Oakland. It's really cool. The rare pitch that he occasionally throws sometimes is a sinker at 90 miles per hour and a changeup as well. So those are the 5 pitches he throws, and I think that can benefit Oakland just having someone new in the bullpen. And I think this deal would probably be at the end of the summer deadline if it were to happen. And Sky Bolt really needs a chance to be put in the MLB because I think he's ready. And as much as I love Bolt, the A's are just too much in love with Laureano. What's it called? Piscotty, Martini's knocking on the door. You already taken away your at-bats from Pinder, Canna. You have Grossman. There's just a very, very crowded outfield. And it sucks because, Sky Bolt is there, You can substitute Sky Bolt with Dustin Fowler if you want. There's another guy with the same case. Dustin Fowler not given an opportunity to show what he can do in the outfield in a major league team. He's been given proper opportunities, but Sky Bolt hasn't. So you can do with either of them. Another guy who I would probably want to take a risk at is Brad Boxberger. Brad Boxberger, someone that everyone remembers for the Tampa Bay Rays. Right now, he's pitching with a 5.04 ERA, 4.55 FIP at $2.2 million. Now, this guy has been an all-star as well. And he's had a great seasons before. So when you see Boxberger being an option, at least when I see him, I think he can turn things around with Oakland. He cannot possibly be worse than Fernando Rodney was, and I don't think he would cost that much, honestly. Not producing, $2.2 million. I think if you throw in a dud prospect, Oscar Tovar, who's just got the suspension, and Santis Sanchez, probably one of those two guys, because when I always see with the McCann signing and the Midlast signing, Santis Sanchez is not going to give too much of an opportunity as well. So you would probably use one of those guys. And I always like to throw in a major get. And shout out to Bucks Booth, the Pirates podcast for the Baseball Podcast Network. I'm going to give you guys a fake trade that involves one of a Pittsburgh player, Felipe Vasquez. If the A's want to go all out for one person, relief-wise, I wouldn't pick Shane Green. I wouldn't pick Kelvin Herrera, who's pitching right now with the White Sox. I would pick Felipe Vasquez. Get someone, if you're going to go out, get someone that's going to get the job done. Vasquez is going to get the job done. Power stuff. Power stuff. I don't think Pittsburgh will want to get rid of him. But if they do, I think we can offer him Barreto, Hanna, and Sky Bolt. I think that would be a pretty good amount. And take the whole contract. Do not let Pittsburgh pay any part of that contract. Vasquez, 2.2 ERA. 46 strikeouts in 28 innings pitched, 2.55 FIP. He is under 7